Well, welcome to an introduction to educational research. This video is going to be a little different than the others. In this video, I'm going to try and demonstrate to you how to use Excel, and I'm using Excel for the Macintosh. In fact, I think this version is 14.6. How to use Excel in the Macintosh to create a graph for an ABAB design. An ABAB design. So let's come up with just a hypothetical research study. We're going to take a look at the effects of positive reinforcement on in-seat behavior. And we're going to use an ABAB design. Well, I've already set up my data, so let's take a look at it. So column A, the first row in column A, I labeled as sessions. And that'll be the consecutive observation sessions. That could be days or class sessions. So session 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 20. So there are 20 sessions in the research, theoretically. Now, this column B in row 1 is labeled the baseline. And so for the first 5 data points in column B, we took baseline data on the students' in-seat behavior, and it was very low, as we can see. And so it's leveled out in terms of its level and its trend. And then column C is the intervention, which is positive reinforcement, that plus sign in R. So the next 5 data points, and again, this is hypothetical, we instituted positive reinforcement and the data moved in a therapeutic direction. So the in-seat behavior increased. And so this is the 5 data points. Then we went back to baseline, and so here's the baseline 5 data points, and again, they're low again. And then we went back to the intervention, so this is the data points there. Now notice that there is a gap between the baseline, and then we go to intervention, and then back to baseline. So you want to make sure when you're setting up your data, if you're going to create a graph like this, that you do not overlap data points. In other words, you would not want a data point to be put in, whoops, I'm sorry. You would not want a data point to be put here. All right, so we have our data entered. Whoop. Oh, why that's doing that. Okay, so we have our data entered, and so now what we're going to do is highlight. Oh gosh, I don't know why this is doing that. All right, so now we're going to highlight. Oh, this is weird. Maybe I have to do this for it to understand that. All right, let's try highlighting our data points. Okay, sorry about that. So they're highlighted. And now we go up to where it says charts. See where the cursor is, where it says charts? Click on charts. And now we come over here. We're going to use a line chart. So we come over here. So we're under the tab charts, and we click on line, and a box comes up. And we're going to pick this one here. Oh, I'll bet you it's sort of outside your screen a little bit. But this one says line. So we're going to click on the first one, line. And we should get this kind of a graph. So that should be what our graph looks like. Now I'm going to click here, and I'm going to enlarge the graph, just so we have a bigger picture to look at. Okay, so I've enlarged the graph. Now we have a legend over here, so I would like to get rid of this legend. So all I do is click on it, and it's highlighted, and I hit the delete key. We'd also like to get rid of this blue line. So I click on it, and once it becomes highlighted, we hit the delete key. And we'd like to get rid of these lines here, these horizontal lines. So just click on one, and you'll notice it becomes highlighted. Whoops, I'm sorry. So they all have become highlighted. See it like that? And then we just hit the delete key. So they've gone away. So now we have our graph. Your graph should look like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on our chart option up here, which we already are. And we're going to click on chart layout. And now we have, if you'll notice over here, chart title. Pardon me. And we're going to go to title above chart. So click on that. And now we have a chance to put our title in. And so we'll put positive reinforcement on task behavior. Okay, so that's our title. Now we want to label our x-axis here, which are our sessions. So we come up to the axis tab, and that's our horizontal axis, and we want it below. And so down here we can type in now, pardon me, sessions. And we want to do our y-axis, which is our vertical axis, and we want to rotate the title. So notice that the title is rotated, and now we can put, and so we'll put % of observation time on task. So that's what we're collecting our data on, % of observation time on class. Well, good. So now your graph, oh, one other point. Go over here where it says data labels. Now this is, you don't need to do this, but I sort of like to do it, and click on value. And you'll notice now that it gives us it gives us the value of each data point. So this data point, pardon me, is 2. This is 1. This is 3. This is 2. This is 1. This is 9, 8. So you can see each data point and where it is. So now what we would like to do is to change our line color and things like that. So just put our cursor over one of the points and double click, and a dialog box will appear. Sort of looks like this. Now what we want to do is we want our line, we'll go up to color, we'd like our line to be black. I'm going to make all the lines black so that if we're printing on a black and white printer, it'll come out well. So we want the line black, and I want to adjust the thickness of the line. So I went under weights and arrows, and this is the style, and so I'm going to pick 1 point. So that's our line. So notice how our line, now let's double click back there because there are some other adjustments I need to make. Okay, so we did the line. Now we want to go to marker fill, and we want to make that black. And we want to go to marker line, and we want to make that black. And we want to go to marker style, and I'm going to pick a circle, and I'm going to make the circle bigger, so I'm going to increase the size a little bit. I'm going to bring it up to 8. So now we have our points. The line is all black and thin, and we have our data points. The markers are bigger. Now we do the same for the baseline. So double click, and the dialog box comes up. Line. We want the line to be black. We're going to go to weights, and I'm going to change the weight to 1 point. And then we want the marker fill. So the marker fill, our markers are circles. So there's a line around the marker, and the marker is filled in. So and we want them all to be black. So we're going to make the fill in black, and we want the marker line to be black. And the marker style is a circle. So we're going to the circle, and I'm going to make that 8. And so there we have, okay. So now we have our graph, our lines, everything is the same. Good. Okay, so now what we would like to do is we would like to put in our phase lines. So I think what we have to do is go to the Home tab, and under the Insert, well, let me see now. Do I need to select or not select? Okay. So I deselected the graph. Actually, I just clicked over here to get and now when I go under the Insert, I'm at the Home tab now. And when I go under the Insert menu, if I come all the way down, I can insert a shape. And this dialog box will appear, and what I want to do is insert a line. So I click on line, and now I can come here. I'm going to put it right here, and if you want to make a perfect straight line perpendicular, you click the mouse down and hold the Shift key down, and it'll make the line straight. And so we go up to here, okay. And now I'm going to double click on my line, pardon me, and notice I'm in the Format menu now. So it went from Home to Format. And you see where it says line right here? I'm going to make it black. Okay, so now I need a line here for this phase and a line here. So since this is already highlighted, I'm going to copy it. So I hit Command C and then Command V to paste it. Now you could have gone up and copied and pasted using the menu. But I use the menu shortcut, or the keyboard shortcut, which is Command C to copy it and Command V to paste it. And since it's highlighted, then I can move it. And so I can put it right there. And now this one is highlighted, so I'm going to go Command C to copy, and then Command V to paste. And then I can just move it to here. It does cover up one of our values, but that's okay. All right, so now we have our graph all set, and the last thing we need to do is to insert some titles in our phases. So click off the graph and then go up under the Insert menu. So you have to make sure you've clicked off the graph again. That's why I just clicked here. And then go up under the Insert menu. And if you see, you can come down here and insert a text box. And so now the cursor looks like the letter A. And you just put it up there and click the cursor down. And now you can draw your text box. And I'm going to label this baseline. And I'm going to click right up here. Since we're in the Home tab, I'm going to click right here to center that. And now I'm going to copy. I'm going to click here. I'm going to copy that field. So I'm hitting Command C and then Command V to paste it. And now I have a copy. Now I'm going to move the field over here. And to do that, you have to line up the two horizontal arrows. See the two horizontal black arrows right on the line, and then click. And now you'll be able to drag the field over. And this field is going to be positive reinforcement. So I'll just put R positive. And I'm going to now click on the field here. I'm going to copy it, Command C, and paste it, Command V. And now I'm going to move it to here. And this is baseline. And then I'm going to click here, copy, Command C, and paste, Command V, line up my horizontal arrows, and now I can just move the field here. And this is intervention. And there we go. Now what I would like to do is I'd like to get rid of the lines around the fields. So I click on it. I'm going to go to the Format. I'm at the Format menu now. We were at Home. Now I'm at the Format menu. And you see where it says Line? So just click on that and go No Line, and it'll take the line away. Click on this, Line, No Line. Click here, Line, No Line. Click here, Line, No Line. Well, and there's your graph. So that's your ABAB graph. I hope this is helpful. I know one of the assignments you had on the ABAB video was to create 2 dummy research studies and to graph the data. So this may be a way that you can practice graphing. Well, thank you very much. See you next time.